Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. I'm super excited about this video. Check this out. So, this is my CZ457 in 22 long rifle. Super slick bow light slinger. It's got some nice wood. It's got a nice trigger. And all in all, it's just really nice. It's a whole lot of fun. It's got iron sights on it. Adjustable rear there for elevation. This thing, we've had it in quite a few videos. It just does super good. The reason I'm so excited about this video is I just slapped on this new piece of glass. We have a 22 LR Rimfire BDC piece of glass on here. If you're not familiar with that, BDC reticle, you sight it in at a certain distance and then it has holdover marks inside the glass, so you have exact marks for different varying distances once you have it sighted in. But check it out, I'll get you real close here. This is the Crimson Trace, got the CT there, Crimson Trace brush line rimfire glass. It's called the brush line rimfire because it's meant and calibrated to be a BDC reticle on a 22 long rifle. So let me pop up the book here. I'll put it up on the screen here as I'm reading it so you guys can see what I'm seeing. But in the scope box it came with this little flyer with the specs on it. So the BDC reticle, it says to sight it in at 50 yards with a round of 22 LR that has a muzzle velocity around 1235, a bow light grain weight of 36 grains. Zero it at 50 yards, and then it has a chart here. I might as well just show you guys this right here. And then it has a chart here for all these letters corresponding to the reticle, and gives you the MOA and the yards. So you sight it in at 50 yards, then it has holdover marks. It shows you in the picture of the reticle. Might as well show you here. It's got all these little holdover marks inside the glass, that second to the last one being 100, and then the top of that dark black wall being 110 yards. So really how this thing works is you get the crosshairs sighted in dead on at 50 yards, and then you have holdover marks all the way out to 110 yards. So really been wanting to take this thing for a spin. Finally got our hands on this thing. Stayed up super late last night, like 3 in the morning, getting this thing torqued perfect, set up, so when we hit the range we'll be ready to go. So we're gonna hit the range, check it out. First I'm gonna sight it in at 50 yards, really take my time, see what kind of groups we can get. I'm gonna take this bucket of Remington golden bullets here. If you have a 22 bow light slinger, then you are no doubt familiar with the Remington 22 golden bullets. These things have been around for a long time, but remember it said that reticle was calibrated for a 36 grain projectile. Well, these are 36 grainers, and they're pretty close to the velocity that reticle is calibrated for. So CZ457 Crimson Trace brush line rimfire glass and Remington golden bullets. Let's hit the range, see what we can do with it. First we're going to sight it in at 50 yards, and then the range I'm going to, the next distance they have is 100 yards. So once we get to the 100 yard spot, I'm going to be holding letter E. Per this chart here, I'm going to be holding letter E, the second to last dot there. So pretty interesting. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Let's go to the range and see if these holdover marks from Crimson Trace works on the 22 LR. Should be pretty cool. Down a bit.
Love to get it. All the just to get to got all that shit. That's why this is good on today. Center, see you gonna try it? Look, other.
Right here. The other one.
I'd say that BDC hold works pretty good there. I'll have to go get the targets a little bit close and measure them, but that BDC hold's pretty much dead on. Alright, so I can tell you right now, back from the range, this piece of glass, Crimson Trace brush line rimfire, is never leaving this CZ. I'm gonna leave that on there. It works perfect. I'm never gonna touch it. But let's check out the targets here real quick. See how we did. Let's look at the 50-yard one first. So the boot lights, those Remingtons, that stuff's so cheap. Hey, I put a whole bunch of targets on here so we could just really slow down and have some fun. So this was at 50 yards. Had decided in first. So believe it or not, my bore sight got us really close right there, and then just did a couple more hits there. Then I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups at 50 yards with those Remingtons. Got a 0.6-inch group. Hey, Remington golden bullets, that's pretty good right there. I also didn't mention the zoomies on this piece of glass is 3 to 9. Before I forget to mention that, 3 to 9. So I did every single piece of this video was with the 9 power zoomies. So after we sighted it in, we got a 0.6-inch group. Then we got a 0.2-inch group. Check that out. Remington golden bullets. 0.2, I think that was the best group the whole day. Then right next to it, 1.2-inch group. Then down here, another 1.2-inch group. And then we got a 0.5. So on this, our best group was right there, 0.2. And then we got a 0.5. All of those at 50 yards. So the whole point there being, the BDC reticle is not going to work with those holdover points unless you have it sighted in like it's calibrated. So did all these just to verify that yes, it is sighted in pretty much dead on at 50 yards. So had to verify the 50 yards. Then, like I said earlier, this range that I went to, it only has 50 yards and then 100 yards. It doesn't have anything in between. So we went ahead and put a target out at 100 yards. Here we go. And then remember that dot in the reticle, the second one from the bottom, we were holding dead on here. So I went ahead and took the calipers and measured them. First one, nothing too crazy. I mean, I would consider that pretty good for 100 yards and a 9 power scope, but 2.4-inch group. Then we came over here, we did even better. We're getting the hang of things, a 1.82-inch group, and they're all pretty near on plane. So take a look at this too. I'd say that reticle is super calibrated. I did use the 36 grain weight that it recommended and a velocity as close as I could get to it with stuff I had here, those Remington golden bullets. And then you can see here, we're still on plane there for those holdover hits to be dead on. 2-inch group, 1.9-inch group, all the hits pretty much averaging around the center. And then down here, we had a 2.2-inch group. I measured these 4 as a 0.7. I almost got a killer group at 100. And then a 1.8-inch group. So pretty much at 100 yards, you could ballpark average. We got 2-inch groups at 100 yards, which I think is pretty incredible considering we're using the BDC, that holdover mark, for 100 yards. But take another look there. That holdover inside that reticle is really doing its job. I mean, every single one of these groups, if we were holding on a squirrel, that one was a little bit left to right, but just about all these groups, if we were holding using that reticle on a squirrel at 100 yards, which I don't know about you, but 100 yards is a far poke for a tree rat. But hey, we got it dead on at 50. We used the reticle at 100, and it worked. So hey, there you have it, guys. It's one of those things, you really don't know it's going to work until you try it. But hey, that Crimson Trace brush line rimfire piece of glass there, if I can get it to focus there, it worked. You guys that have been watching the channel would know that I am becoming a big fan of the Crimson Trace optics. It's got good glass. From my experience, I don't know of a piece of glass that you can get as good quality for as cheap a price. Super good glass. Really impressed with that BDC. I've used some BDC things in the past that didn't work out well, but this thing is dead on. Also, if you haven't seen the video, while I'm thinking about it, I did a video maybe 2 months ago on this, what they call the Crimson Trace Slugger optic on my 12 gauge slug setup, and it was same story. I to 200 yards with 12 gauge slugs using those holdover marks. So there's somebody has definitely done their research and their math on figuring all that out. But hey, if you have a rimfire, a 22 LR, check out one of these brush line rimfires from Crimson Trace. They're not expensive, and they really work great. It's going to beat your Wally World glass hands down every single time, and they're really not that expensive. But I'll put something down below where y'all can check out this Rimfire optic. Go check out those links. But hey, let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you ever looked through some of these Crimson Trace. I absolutely dig it. This Rimfire thing, yeah, we could sit here and talk about it all day, but the proof is in the footage. But hey, appreciate y'all watching. This was a whole lot of fun. Like I probably said in the intro, been trying to do this video for quite some time. Crimson Trace brush line rimfire. Y'all let me know what you think about it. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Woohoo!
Load it up and get it on as soon as you can. 30-06, 10 mil, 50 cal. It don't make a difference, man. We like to shoot